Good evening. It is about 5:45 on Sunday evening. Sorry about the lighting. It's the best we can do, I think. Whatever. Yeah, out really late tonight for a vlog in the wintertime. Sorry about that. Been a lazy bitch all weekend, and that's just the way it is. I slept in again today. My stomach is just, ugh. We're hurting. But we're pushing through. It's fine. But I did sleep in, so I don't even know what time it was. I didn't even look. It is getting so hard to read things. I need my glasses and my new contacts. Come on. Jeez. I was going through the Twitter earlier today, and I was having such a hard time reading, I gave up. Same thing with some YouTube comments. Yeah, I just had to kind of give up. I'll get to them. I'll get to them as soon as I get either my glasses or my contacts, whichever come in first. We're done trying to read stuff for a while. It's very headache inducing, and I can live with a lot of bullshit. I cannot live with a headache. It just, yeah, we're not doing that. I bet you my e-cigarette's going to be dying soon too. Oy, oy, oy. But anywho, I got up and had some coffee and texted with my boyfriend a tiny little bit. I think he's still feeling really crappy too. Poor guy. I feel so bad for him. I worry greatly. But yeah, there's nothing I can do for him, so. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave him be. Let him do his thing. Whatever he needs to do, and he can get a hold of me whenever he needs to. So there's that. But I was watching Watch Mojo today. I very seldom watch those type of channels, but every now and again I like to go through their movie list, their recommendations and stuff. A lot of times they have stuff on there that I either haven't heard of or I haven't even thought about in a good long while. So I do like to visit their lists every now and again. So I was doing that today. Came up with an idea for a movie. It won't be on any of the, well, I pay for 2 streaming services. I know for a fact it won't be on either of them. I have the Prime and I have Shudder, and they're both really trash, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it seems to be whatever the majority deems popular, which I usually find to be not trash, but just not my cup of tea. Overhyped, shall we say. And it you know, in large part doesn't impress me much. So, yeah. I prefer to wait. I'll let that shit die down. I'll give it, you know, several years until the hype is gone and you kind of forget about it, and then I'll go and watch them. I'm like that with music too. I don't like things that are so hype, because then I find it lets you down. So I found that most recently with Talk to Me. I was so excited to see that movie. I was so excited to see it, and it was just meh. I mean, I believe it's an indie film, so in that regard, I mean, respect. I wouldn't say it was crap, but it just, it didn't resonate with me in any sense. I mean, it's more toward this generation, right? All the, you know, film, you know, posted or it didn't happen, all that kind of horse shit. Like, yeah, it just did nothing for me. I think the idea was good. I think it was executed okay with the funds and the knowledge that they have, but it just could have been so much more, in my opinion. But who am I to judge? I'm not a film critic, nor have I ever tried to make a movie, so they did the thing. Good for them. But yeah, I was really, really disappointed with it. Yeah, so I was looking for something to watch. And last night I watched The Brood. Listen, I love David Cronenberg, okay? The man is a visionary. I don't always understand his movies, I will admit. But I like his style. Body horror has a special place in my heart. I like a good horror movie, and I am a huge, huge fan of special effects, and body horror is just... So, I watched The Brood last night, which I haven't watched... Oh, shit. I think I was like 12 when I watched it. I remembered bits and pieces of it. And I remembered that it's a body horror. It's David Cronenberg. If David Cronenberg's name is on it, you're going to watch some body horror. But I couldn't remember, like, I couldn't remember anything that actually happened in it. And it was very good. I remember it being scary. But again, I was like 12 when I watched it. It wasn't scary. It was just well done. It was a very interesting story. It had interesting commentary behind it or underneath it. Yeah, it was a good movie. I do like me some David Cronenberg. I also watched Rabid, which I haven't seen since I was like somewhere between 11 and 13 maybe. And that's another David Cronenberg movie. That one, I remember being let down when I watched it. I remember kind of thinking, meh, when I watched it. But I rather enjoyed it this time around. And for both of these movies, I've only seen them twice. I saw them back in the day and last night, so. But I rather enjoyed Rabid. I thought it's a slow burn for sure, but it was a very interesting, it was an interesting story. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not scary by any sense. It's not, in my opinion. Well, I mean, maybe watching it with everything that's been going on since, like, what, 2019? Because it is about a viral outbreak. So, yeah, the commentary in it is very, very interesting. And something that totally went over my head watching it as somebody between like 11 and 13. So, watching it through a more worldly lens, I guess. Somebody who's had more experience in the world. It is a very interesting... It's an interesting piece of storytelling. I highly recommend it. Rabid. David Cronenberg. Type it in. I do recommend it. I mean, it is a 70's flick and it shows. Same with The Brood. But it's relevant. It's definitely relevant. It's very, very interesting. So, I was trying to think, keeping in the vein of older movies, something to watch tonight, which is why I was watching the Watch Mojo lists today. And they brought up, and I can't remember what the list was for, whether it was for they have lists for, you know, like 100 of the best horror movies of all time and all that kind of crap. And it was one of those lists. You know, where it was like a big grouping of movies. And they brought up, I never pronounce his name right, but I love his style of filming. And I tend to confuse him with another director too, I feel. Those foreign names, you know, they're all the same. They're all the same to me. Is it Ario Degenta? I'm butchering it. I'm sorry. Respect. I love your movies, bro. And there's another guy with a similar sounding. It rolls off the tongue just as well. But there are two directors that I very much enjoy. I think it was Ario Degenta, I'm sorry, who did, what was it, like Suspiria and those type of things. Suspiria is a wicked awesome movie. I don't care what anybody says. I don't particularly understand the entire story, but visually it's fantastic. That is enough for me. I can come up with my own story. It's fine. It's like watching, you know, movies that are actually subtitled. With my dyslexia and stuff, forget reading subtitles. Yeah, that's too much pausing and rewinding, and yeah. I make up my own damn story. It's fine. I can appreciate it visually and make up my own story. It's all good. There have been like a handful of movies in subtitle that have been done in such a way that I can read them and still keep with the flow of the movie without a lot of pausing or rewinding or any of that shit. Very far and few between, though. But what was the movie that it was by that name I'm not going to butcher again. I think it was called Bird with the Crystal Plumage. God, that's a mouth. I can't speak today. I think that's what it was called. And I've heard of it before. I have never seen it. But I've heard of it. Like the title. I don't even know what it's about. I don't know the story. I don't know anything about it. I just know the title is familiar to me. So I thought I might see if I can find that on like Soap Today. They're usually really good for finding movies like that. It's one of my favorite streaming sites because you can find pretty much anything on there. So I think I might look that up tonight, and I'm going to go in blind. I'm not going to Google it. I'm going to go in blind because that's fun. If I get too lost, we might stop it and do a little quick Google search. But I rather like going into movies blind. I mean, if it's so fucked up that I can't at least take a shot at at understanding what I'm watching, chances are I'm going to turn it off. Like, unless it is visually impressive, like Suspiria. That movie I love that movie so much. But I think I might do that tonight. I grabbed coffee, and I grabbed me a couple apple fritters because we're in a fritter mood. I love apple fritters so much. They are my kryptonite. Whenever Boo Boo wants something, he'll order me an apple fritter. It's important to know your people's price, I guess. Anyways. I also found out today, I knew I was off tomorrow because I booked it off. I need to take Monkey to his doctor's appointment. But my boss texted me this afternoon and told me I'm off Tuesday as well. I am not impressed with all this. She told me flat out that, because I told her I felt bad about taking the Monday, but I got to get this word on Monkey's foot handled. And she'd said something to the effect of, you know, like, it's fine, we don't need you Monday anyway. So there must have been some cancellations or whatever. So I'm assuming that there's been more cancellations for Tuesday. Listen, I told my boss before Christmas that I can't be the only one taking time off because of short days, okay? Because of cancellations or whatever. Not enough clientele for the day. We need to start spreading it around and everybody taking a turn. And to the best of my knowledge, ain't nobody else taking a turn yet. So, I'm going to give it, because I booked a day off this week, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to say nothing. Make a mental note. And I'm going to give it a couple of weeks, because I have nothing else booked off until February. So I'm going to wait and see. If I'm the only one getting time off in the next couple of weeks over this, I'm going to have to start looking for another job. I'm done. We had the conversation, and if my coworker or my boss are unwilling to, you know, also take one for the team, that's it. We're done. That's not fair. That's not right. So I have to wait and see how that goes, I guess. I don't know. I'm not amused though. So, I mean, she's the one, she said flat out that, you know, we have to spread it, we have to spread out, whatever, you know, everybody take a turn, like, I don't want to lose anybody. That was why she let the new hire go, because there wasn't enough work for the 3 of us, never mind for the 4 of us. Well, you're going to end up losing your 3rd, because everybody has to take a turn. Like, everybody's got to take a hit. It can't just be one person. That is not right. I don't care if I'm on assistance, okay? I would eventually make that up, but I would be out for the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, the last paycheck I got that made me go to my boss and say, okay, everybody's got to start taking turns. My paycheck was under $500, which meant I had enough. And I had made too much money that month for assistance to top me up. So all I had was that $400, whatever it was, $430, for the month of, what was that, December? At that time. So, like, I was not getting topped up in January for December, right? Because you're a month behind. It's stupid. Whatever. Anyway. So, I have not been able to go grocery shopping since the end of November. Well, yeah, a proper shopping for my house, because the groceries that I bought in December were for Christmas dinner and Christmas breakfast, right? So other than that, I have not bought food for the house. Does that make sense? So I said to her when I got that check, like, no, everybody needs to take their turn or I'm gone. Like, I told her flat out, I give that respect. I told her straight, right? Like, I cannot survive off that. Like, I know my coworker carries on and on about, you know, okay, well, nobody can. So everybody has to take a turn. Like, I'm just saying. And then you have my boss who's the only one with a dual income home. So I got, you know, so it's frustrating. I got frustrated. I'm sorry. I vented. Thank you. I'm done. Moving on. I still owe Boo Boo a birthday cake. I was going to go out on the 3rd, which was his birthday, and get him a birthday cake. And I went to the superstore. I had to pick up some odds and sods, some milk and whatever. And it was so friggin' insane in there. There was just no way. It was not happening. I grabbed what I absolutely needed and I got the fuck out. It was madness in there. And then, so that was what? That was Tuesday. Wednesday I was going to go, but something happened Wednesday. I'm all confused with the holidays. I don't know. I was tired or whatever. And by Thursday, I just wasn't feeling good. And then I think I was out. Did I work? No, I was off Thursday and I worked Friday. So yeah. Something happened Wednesday. Which, well, I guess Tuesday I was putting that desk together. And then I've been off ever since. Yeah. Whew. Like, tired. I just haven't been able to... the sleep that I've gotten has not been restful. I think last night, actually, I was up until like friggin' 3 o'clock in the morning. I had no idea. I got watching those movies, and by the time I was done, I was like, nah, you know, and I wasn't even tired. Like, sleepy tired. I was like, just no energy tired, but not like sleepy. I was lethargic, I guess you'd say. So I thought, meh, you know, I should just go up. I'll play a game on my phone for a little bit and then go to bed. So I turned everything off, and my phone had actually died. So there was no game playing. But I turned everything off, and I headed into the kitchen, and I went to turn the kitchen light off, and looked at the clock, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it's like 3:15. You dumbass. There goes your day tomorrow. So stupid. And I'm pretty sure I had absolutely no problem getting to sleep. Like, I don't remember tossing or turning, or I couldn't play any games, so, you know, my phone was dead. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure as soon as I got comfortable, I was gone. And then, like I said, I couldn't see the clock on my phone enough to tell what time it was. Ooh, oh my God, that ear. Ow. Oh, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, to bed early tonight, one way or the other. And there are some things that I have to get done tomorrow. I have to do laundry, and I have to put laundry away. I think that'll be my big job for tomorrow. And then I have to pick Monkey up around 2:30 to take him to the doctor. I also have to go to the bank and get money for that. So I think either Monday after dinner or sometime Tuesday, I'll leave it up to my buddy. We'll get together and finish that desk. I was going to call him tonight, but that's not fair. At the end of the day, let's get you up and do something. No. No. I don't think so. So we'll leave it be for now. Oh, I can't even read the timer on here. Oh, we're like 24 minutes in. So I'm going to go ahead and go home. I'm actually starting to get warm in here. My ear feels funny. Everything sounds weird. Yeah, I'm going to get home and have my coffee and my fritters and charge my vape pen here. And find a movie to watch. So, anybody watching, thank you. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk later.